Hey everybody, we are the Jersey Comic Crew. We bring you the news and reviews on all your favorite comic books, movies, and TV shows. I am Chris Heller, and with me is...
Santa Claus.
Almost, basically.
Oh, what are you trying to say? I've been slimming down. I cut back on my cookies at night.
To cut back on the cookies. You're still eating the cookies.
Anyway, I'm Rob Moran. We are the Jersey Comic Crew. We already said that. On today's episode, we got a great episode for you.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Wonder Woman 84 trailer. We're going to talk about the Ghostbusters trailer. Xbox has just dropped a new system that's coming out. And
Really? I thought it was a Bluetooth speaker.
I thought it was a dehumidifier.
Oh,
first.
that's a good one, too.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, finally, the Mandalorian. We've been keeping up with it. We're going to do episode 5 and 6 review on that.
Yes, we are.
And before you even ask about Crisis on Infinite Earth, we're going to dedicate a whole episode just for that because there's so much that we want to discuss.
Episode, Rob.
That's right, because don't be surprised. We talked about this before.
I'm trying to be surprised as they're surprised right now.
Oh, my God.
A whole episode for
They might be wondering, why is he wearing a Santa hat? Because it's Christmas time.
It is.
That's all.
It's Christmas adjacent time.
Yes. So we want to begin the show. Before we get into all the fun stuff, we're going to do a little comic catch-up.
Yeah.
That's where you like to call it, where me and Chris catch up with each other for a quick minute or
We
two.
don't see each other a lot, people, so give us some time to have a real relationship.
So we're going to have a... Whoa.
As friendship relationship.
Yes. Unless you have a big check
I have standards.
with a lot of zeros.
I have high standards. So
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying I have high standards. I didn't say anything about you. I just said I have high standards.
You're implying that I don't meet those high standards.
Oh, whoa. I think you're assuming.
Well, now I'm recording. Do I meet those high standards?
Listen, neither here nor there. We don't want to talk about this in front of the people, right? No.
I'm hurt. So, anyway, as you can see, I'm in the festive spirit.
Nice hair flip there.
I'm going to fix my ball so I can do it later. When I'm shocked, I'm going to do it.
And for the people who aren't watching, he means the ball in his hat.
Yes. If you're listening, that's very awkward. I'm wearing a Santa hat. Fun fact.
He just randomly said, I'm going to fix my ball.
Fun fact. It is a snapback.
Is it? It's a snap?
Yeah.
Mine's... Oh, I didn't notice that. Mine's it has
the loser one?
No, it's the good one because it's warm on every side. I don't like the snapbacks.
I'm not cold back
Mine's
there.
a flex.
Okay.
I like the flex.
So, you wanted to tell me a comic you're reading before we begin that you're really excited and I should be reading.
You should be. You would love this. Anybody out there who likes Ninja Turtles or likes
I love them.
Power Rangers or both.
So that's pretty good, too.
Since we are kind of in like a week or two of just crossover things with comics and obviously the TV shows, the Power Rangers / Ninja Turtles miniseries started last week.
Ooh.
And it is balls to the wall fun. It's
Is
awesome.
it?
It's only 5 issues, so if you kind of like that stuff and you're like, oh, I could go in and pay my $4 for this 5-issue miniseries. It's like $20 total.
That's worth it.
I think it's totally worth it. It's really fun. It's basically like Tommy has left the Power Rangers for a couple weeks, saying he had like this personal thing to attend to, and he's actually like undercover in the secret mission with Shredder's organization.
Oh,
so like he's in New York City.
He's a member of the Foot.
He's the Foot. He is the Foot.
Something's afoot with the Foot.
So he's a part of the Foot gang as like one of their Foot Clan. Thank you. As like one of their like generals, and they
He's a high up in the Foot.
He's pretty high up,
almost like a high heel.
And
get it because high heels for sure wear.
If you explain it,
and a heel
funny.
in wrestling is the villain.
Yes,
it's a double joke. I don't know if they would have gotten it.
I think it's pretty low hanging fruit there.
I don't think so. I thought it was pretty clever.
It is clever. It's
high
very
heel
clever.
for Foot,
Very clever.
and heel for wrestling. It's nice.
I'm gonna move on now.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So so basically, Shredder does know that he is the Green Ranger.
Okay,
and he thinks he's at the moment they think he's like a Ranger that's defected and wants to be a part of this gang. And back in the West Coast on Angel Grove, they're kind of like wondering, like, yeah, Tommy doesn't answer. Like, we asked Zordon, and he hasn't like morphed at all, so we know he's not using his morpher.
Okay.
So he's just kind of off the grid. So like
Zordon is pretty much God on the planet. It's like, yeah.
He's like, I don't know. If he doesn't use the morpher, I can't help you,
I
Rangers.
can't track it if he doesn't use it.
And then you have the Turtles who are coming in, and they get into a fight with Tommy and his like Foot Clan like group, and then he kind of wrecks Raph.
No,
and they're kind of just standing back like, did he just get beat up by a Foot Clan guy? Like, and Raph's just like, he's not normal. Like, something's going on.
Yeah,
and they're like, I don't know. You just gotta.
They make fun of
So
him.
then they realize, like, so that, like, he's following, the turtles follow him.
Okay.
And they get into a fight, and Tommy actually has to use his morpher and turns to the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
And Raph is like, I told you he wasn't normal. Like, I told you, idiots. Like, it wasn't.
That's awesome.
So then the Power Rangers realize, like, oh, Tommy just uses morpher. Let's morph and transport to where he is.
So here's a question. Because we've seen...
And then there's a big fight between the Power Rangers and the Turtles.
We've seen the crossover with Power Rangers and the Justice League. I was going to say Avengers. We've seen that. I've seen Batman with the Ninja Turtles.
Many a times.
It's great. Can we get all of them in one?
I don't know. I think
too much
Power Rangers...
Or is that too much weirdness?
So I didn't get the Batman Turtles one.
It's fun.
I'm sure it is. I didn't buy it.
They did a movie too. It's great.
I also didn't buy the Turtles Power Rangers Justice League.
That was good.
To me, those universes are so weirdly not plausible together.
It worked.
Even though it's all fiction and superhero stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But to me, what the Turtles and Power Rangers one makes sense in my mind of like they could totally be in the same universe. Because the Power Rangers are on the West Coast in Angel Grove, California.
And they're both like less powered compared to like Justice League overpowered gods.
Where like you wouldn't need the Power Rangers in the Justice League world.
No. But in the Justice League versus not versus Power Rangers, Justice League and Power Rangers, Brainiac controls the Megazord.
Oh.
And like he runs rampant, which is fun. So like all these crossovers are fun. And we've seen Looney Tunes crossover with Justice League, and that was fantastic.
Tom King won an Eisner for that issue.
Eisner's like the Oscars for comics.
Yeah, he won an Eisner for like Elmer Fudd Batman or something. It was like one of the greatest.
I thought
shots of the year.
That's not Elmer Fudd.
I thought no, it's not. That's Sylvester. No, that's Tweety.
Yeah.
So like he won an Eisner for that one shot issue that it was so good. But like this has been. It just started, but it's so good and so fun. Like they both think they're bad guys. Because, like, they think Finster made the turtles, like, putties.
Yes.
So they think the turtles are, like, Finster's creation.
Okay.
And the turtles think that, like, because of Tommy, that all the Rangers are
evil Foot Clan people.
Exactly. And Shredder's kind of in the background, like, doing stuff.
And then eventually they're going to be like, oh, wait, we're on the same team.
Yep.
Let's go after him. And then you have Lord Zed and Shredder combine and fight or something.
Maybe, yeah. Well, they thought it was Rita Repulsa. They mentioned her, but you don't see her. So we don't know on that side. But, yeah, it's fun. So definitely pick that up.
All right, guys. So I think it's time for us to get into one of our main topics today. We're going to go into...
Trailer time.
We're going to do a little trailer known as Wonder Woman. Are you ready?
Yes, the Wonder Woman 1984
I think I've set this all up. Are you? I haven't watched it. I'm excited.
It's I've seen it. It's very interesting.
Okay.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has.
Looks like she has her penthouse finally.
We all have our struggles.
Poor thing.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago.
With me. She's talking about it.
Oh yeah.
You?
What? So many times. Yeah.
So many times.
All the time.
Oh. Little promiscuous, isn't she?
By the way, this feels like Stranger Things.
It's because it's the 80s.
But no, like it's kind of dark.
Welcome to the future.
I like the dress.
She's so pretty.
Oh, the mall. Is that the same mall?
But it can be better.
That might be the same mall.
And why shouldn't it be?
The Demigorgon.
Oh, wow.
She's fighting the Demigorgon.
You need is to want it.
There's Maxwell Lord, our first look.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even catch that.
Who is Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, by the way.
Fun facts.
Think
Imagine if he
about
was like
finally
Maxwell
having
Lord.
everything you always wanted.
Kristen Wiig is going to be the Cheetah.
I can save today.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
But you can save the world.
I mean, they told us before. What? Lazarus Pit. That's the only explanation.
That's what I
Lazarus
said.
Pit. They
How?
brought it back. What is that?
Maxwell Lord.
I take
They're
my
doing
Isn't Maxwell Lord like immortal?
something. No.
Everyone will see.
We'll talk about that. I'm liking it. He looks good.
Pedro looks really good as like a really rich white guy.
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, that might have made just the whole movie. You know that one scene?
The slow-mos.
Yeah.
Now I wonder which Cheetah that Kristen Wiig is going to play.
Needs you.
I'm thinking.
Oh, she just destroyed Trump's wall.
You know what you need to do.
Why is he back? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know what she lashed her lasso to.
Oh, I guess training. I love training montages.
That looks like a path one.
You gotta have it, yes. Okay.
And greatness is not what you think.
It's a have no idea what's happening.
But that might be the point.
She caught a lightning? She's swinging on lightning? All right, that's fucking dope. Oh, yeah, we get it. You did the whole cross thing. I'm rewinding.
Let's go to the swing on the lightning thing.
Let's go back to the lightning. I'm rewinding. Sorry.
So, I like this shot.
Oh. I can control it now.
But that shot, so right after this one.
Right after this one.
Which I think this is like a past
Nothing good is
montage.
born
Yeah,
from
it had to be
noises.
trained.
So she's kicking ass.
This
shot where she kind of flies over.
okay.
And greatness is
And this.
Okay,
So
looking
when
at
you
it.
have characters like Wonder Woman and Superman and Thor, the trick is you have to make them seem like so much stronger than normal fragile human beings. You have to make them look godly. They finally got it like almost perfectly down in Thor Ragnarok where
Yes.
he's like, holy shit,
Yes.
like he is a god.
You think this does that?
I think this is going to be the start of that because
The start.
yeah,
Okay.
in the first one you can tell she's more godly, but it's way more like because it's a timepiece, and a lot of these movies are timepieces. She's in the trenches with the war, like you see her when she takes off the cloak and she's going.
And she's learning how to be a goddess.
exactly like not only that, she's learning how to like deal with mortal man more,
Yeah.
and she's kind of just like walking through, and you see that like beautiful blinding light, and her costume is the color
We
that
need-
kind of brings the color out of that movie.
So with these gods, we need to see these feats of strength.
I
if
need
you
to
will.
see these like epic feats, and I love this shot because she's airborne, which she can fly, by the way, in the comic. So I don't know if they're going to do that here where she could actually fly.
They might be starting to do that.
But also the look Chris Pine is like, oh crap, like that look of like, yeah, that's a god. That's what you need to see with these movies.
All right.
not what you think.
Like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can see that. That feels godlike.
Yeah.
All right.
And then this is very godlike.
That's amazing. She rides the thunder. She's pretty much
So
handing
is
her a
Zeus going to
number.
be in this?
Oh,
Because again,
That's
Greek
why?
mythology.
I thought she was just trying to hit up Thor. No.
Also, she has wings.
Well, that's like the Valkyrie armor they have, right?
Kind of.
Very 80s music. Oh,
It's all art.
tell me she dances.
Good joke.
That's just a trash can.
It's just a trash can. Yeah.
Kind of like so. Is there a time loop? Do the gods maybe bring
Him back?
him back because they need him for something?
That could be the case.
Like,
That
or
could be the
they need
case.
to give her some type of incentive to kind of,
to move forward.
Maybe.
They brought him back. Maybe Hades brought him back because he controls.
Hades would be awesome.
He controls the underworld.
That'd be cool.
I mean, we have no idea what the story with this is.
I
Right?
would-
It has to be Greek god related. We saw Zeus. Maybe Zeus and Hades are going at it with each other, but like, why?
So, like,
Hades?
for me,
there has
like-
to be a reason it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know,
No, of course, I believe, and Maxwell Lord's that reason, right? Like,
tell people who he is.
so Maxwell Lord, for those of you who may or may not know, he is like the Lex Luthor of the Wonder Woman kind of saga, but he's way more into like his own inventions. He's not into like, I have to kill this person, I have to kill this person. He's becomes evil through business. Like he's a natural like business tycoon who is just evil because he's greedy.
Yes.
And the superheroes kind of mess up his stuff, so then he's like, screw you, I'm gonna go after you, so you don't mess with my stuff. Wonder Woman actually kills him in the comics. He actually forces her to kill him
I didn't know
as
that.
like the only way to stop him, and she actually does it. which
Does
is a
Maxwell
huge
Lord
story.
make the robots that can steal the powers, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
Okay, sorry.
But Maxwell Lord has a huge role in like Final Crisis.
Yes, he does.
He's throughout all the Wonder Woman books. He shows up here and there. He works a lot of times. He works with Argus. He works with like Amanda Waller and all these other stuff like companies in the background.
I think people are back there are gonna be like, all right, cool. This is a wannabe Lex Luthor that gets killed by Wonder Woman. What's one of like we were talking about like feats of strength? What's one of his feats of villainy? So like, what's something that like, all right, this is why he's an issue. Like he done blah.
He basically took down the entire Justice League by himself through manipulation and just intelligence.
Yes.
And thus forced Wonder Woman to kill him in order to save. Like he basically was like, unless you kill me, this is never going to stop. Mm-hmm. And she was like, fine, and kills him.
Yeah.
So he basically brought Wonder Woman down to that like level we usually see with like a Batman character or a Daredevil, where it's like you're making this ultimate choice that's going to affect you, but for a god. Like he took a god.
He took a god and brought her down to her knees.
Exactly.
With the way extenuating circumstances that he surround her with.
So that to me is the biggest feat of him.
Yes,
because in his death he took down Wonder Woman.
He made Wonder Woman essentially mortal.
Exactly.
Without making her mortal, like make her to succumb to mortal temptation.
Yeah, and morality and everything else that goes with it. But
so this movie to me, I'm gonna watch it because I do the podcast, right? I love this kind of stuff. I'm interested in it.
We're gonna review it.
The fact that I saw her riding the lightning,
that was awesome.
sold me the movie.
Yeah. That gold suit's pretty badass.
The gold suit's pretty cool. I want to see more, and I know this is like that first trailer. You're not going to see a lot. Like I really want to see Cheetah so bad. I want her to fight Cheetah, like, and then in the comics, like Cheetah like was once her friend. They were back on Themyscira, and then she gets essentially corrupted and turns into this by a curse, right? So like I want to see that unfold. Like, all right, Wonder Woman let her down her friend, and that essentially created an enemy, and she's dealing with that the whole time. Maxwell Lord is putting his plan in motion. I think it'll be a pretty good movie. I think DC's starting to be on the upswing. I feel like this movie might. I'm afraid that this movie might ruin the momentum they build up.
So I understand what you're saying, and I'm also very kind of cautious about this movie. I live with the biggest Wonder Woman fan on the planet. And
the dog?
Yes, the dog. My dog is a huge Wonder Woman. No, but
he's got a tattoo of her on the belly.
We give him haircuts with the logo. Erica's a huge Wonder Woman fan, and she was very excited that they're finally making a Wonder Woman movie. And she came out of the first one like they could have done a lot better.
Yeah, of course. Have you seen the meme online where she has the sword in the back at the party, and they're like, "Where does this sword go down between the butt cheeks?" Yeah, that's funny. Sorry.
So, can't get you not thinking about butt cheeks for 5 minutes.
Well, I was thinking like, yeah, you can do better, but like, yeah, where does that sword go?
Yeah, but like the storylines for this movie, like we've talked about Wonder Woman a lot, and I think one of the advantages that this character has that no other character has really, even from Marvel, is Greek mythology. And I think they don't play into it as much as you honestly could play in that sandbox of Greek mythology. In this superhero world, where does, like, the question of when you have gods on Earth, where does actual religion come into play? Where does faith and like Christianity, old gods, like where does all of this come into play?
Marvel,
and they haven't really touched upon that.
Yeah, even in Marvel, like we know that there's gods and Norse mythology is real, and they still barely touch on it. And
exactly.
I feel like
besides Odin and Loki and Thor, you don't really see any of the 9 realm major gods.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking with like the human relation to them. Like there's not really that acknowledgement. Like in comics and in like the animated cartoon shows, they kind of talk about it, right? So like DC can be in that position where they can start making this more known and having like the universe question morality of like God and religion and stuff like that. Because DC definitely does a very good job like bringing real life issues to heart. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to necessarily do that in this movie, but it definitely sets them up.
I don't think they're going to do it in this movie either, but I think that would be kind of like an avenue of like, obviously you should be going this route because like, I get it. You're doing these timepieces. You're trying to show that she's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that she's been around and doing these things kind of before an age of heroes has been announced or out in the open, and she's been doing this shit in secret. But again, if you're just kind of hitting the normal beats you already hit, like, again, I want to see Kristen Wiig as the Cheetah because I want to know why you chose Kristen Wiig over like a more serious actor. I want to know why you chose this comic actress to be your Cheetah more so than that. Like, show me why.
It has to
prove to me why you did this, and prove to me that yes, you do know more than I do, and that you are making the correct decision in that. Because nothing I've seen so far has been like, obviously it's one trailer, but nothing I've seen has been like, yeah, this is the right choice.
Well, so far with this, like we know. Like before she becomes Cheetah, she's more mild-mannered, right?
Well, yeah, she's a doctor. She's a doctor.
So far, I'm believing that character story, right? Like, oh, it's a mild-mannered person. You know, she falls in love a lot.
Whether it's Barbara Minerva or the original.
Yeah, you can see like, all right, that like she obviously her choices in life maybe are not the best.
She's going to be
a
like
little
the quirky,
frazzled,
awkward.
Yeah, she's quirky, frazzled. Like you can feel all that.
There's a touch of Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in the beginning where she's kind of like the frazzled secretary.
Yeah.
Spilling the coffee all over the place. Like she's kind of like a klutz before she gets this power and becomes like this confident, like badass that controls the scene when she's on screen. So hopefully that could be what it is. But again, I need to see more to be like, yes, I'm behind you 100% on this. But I hope the movie's good. But to answer your question.
Go ahead.
I think this movie has, again, the first one made crazy money.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't great. But the first one made a lot of money. I don't think they're worried about that. I think if we're worried about, like, we've been seeing a nice trajectory with DC movies. Obviously, Joker blew the top off of that.
Yes.
But I think the movie to be worried about isn't this movie. I think the movie to be worried about is Birds of Prey. I think Birds of Prey looks like garbage.
I think Birds of Prey...
I don't even know if I want to see it because I feel like it's going to upset me.
I think it's going to upset you.
I think it's one of those where I'm like, I'm going to go to the movie and be like, why did we just do Suicide Squad 1 all over again?
I think it's going to be Suicide Squad 1. Just kooky weirdness and its own flavor.
But not good?
I think it's going to be fine.
I don't
think it's going to be an issue because everybody is going to watch that movie knowing it's going to be weird. It's going to be funny. It's not going to be a serious movie. It's not going to be... People already know that's going to be like the comedy movie.
Harley Quinn's in it.
Yeah. They know that's going to be like the comedy movie. Like if you related to...
But you could do that and make it good. And you can make it dark and you can make it good. But now that they're like, oh yeah, Jared Leto's Joker is in this. And...
I thought he wasn't.
Apparently he is at least cameoing.
Yeah.
Which is already a terrible sign for me. And then it looks... Everything I've seen
it's like memories.
Looks exactly the same as they did in Suicide Squad. Like, nothing looks like they've updated. Again, can't judge a movie before you've seen it.
True.
But from what I'm seeing...
I thought that trailer was better than this trailer.
I thought the Wonder Woman trailer was way better.
Interesting.
Way better. Hands down better. Not even just the tone, just like... I got to see her swing on lightning.
That's the coolest thing. That's cheating, but yeah.
I got to see her swing on lightning. I got to see her literally have that godlike moment where she's like almost like Jesus in the sky.
Training montage is very strong pick with me.
The slow-mo fighting stuff with anything lasso is awesome.
That bullet, when you pull the bullet
and she basically slow-mo like that.
That was dirty.
That's awesome. Besides that, Gal
but like
was gorgeous,
I'm thinking those might be the big scenes. Like that might be the only like.
No, you're gonna get it's. You're gonna let her fight and kick ass.
Yes, but like when you watch the first one, there's a handful of scenes that you go back to watch the movie for. I mean, I don't go back to watch it, but like you look at that trench scene, and those are scenes we saw in the trailer, and that third act was garbage.
No, agreed.
So like I'm afraid like we saw all these really cool scenes. I mean, like you have to have something left in your chamber.
But in that thinking, that doesn't make sense based on Birds of Prey, because if you're saying I watched Wonder Woman, right, and it's an origin story. So you're going to get a lot of talking. You're going to get a lot of, hey, my name's Diana. This is where I come from. By the time you get to those fight scenes, and yes, the third act was terrible, you still have a bunch of those scenes that you could pinpoint and pull out and say, this is awesome. When Suicide Squad was hot garbage, comparing Birds of Prey to that, I'd still rather have this Wonder Woman movie than the Birds of Prey movie if Birds of Prey is going to be like Suicide.
I feel like for me, the reason I'm putting more weight on I know before we get to the next topic, but I put more weight on the Wonder Woman one.
It's our podcast.
Before put more weight on Wonder Woman than Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey, because I'm looking at Birds of Prey differently. Like I know it's gonna be funny. I know it's gonna be silly.
Like
it's not gonna be
no
serious
weight to
movie.
it. You're not like this has to make a way for this character.
Correct.
Like Wonder Woman has to be good because it's fucking Wonder Woman.
And Wonder Woman needs to be good for Wonder Woman's character.
And that she's the most famous female superhero of all time.
Yes.
Like, this should be good regardless.
Yes.
Agreed.
Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey does not need to be good for that character to be good. Like, in Suicide Squad, whether you liked it or not, Harley Quinn was great in that movie.
I wouldn't say great. I said Harley was good. To me, and I don't understand this part, every actress who plays Harley gives her a New York accent. Every actress portraying Harley, except for like
and
Tara
voice
Strong,
acting and stuff,
except for Tara Strong's voice acting, which is bar none, gives her this like Brooklyn, New York accent.
I'm fine with it. I know you don't like it,
and it turns it into like not funny for me. It turns it into annoying because I'm from New York.
That's
like,
why. Yeah,
no,
no.
It's not even that. It's like it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like Harley to me. It just feels like we don't know fully how to do this voice, so it's easier if we add this twang to it.
I like the twang.
But whether you like Margot Robbie or not, obviously she's going to be Harley Quinn. But to me, if I'm DC, I'm more worried about that movie messing up my trajectory hands down than Wonder Woman.
Interesting.
Because that's the movie where you're like still like this started being made before we kind of like Shazam and Aquaman kind of.
So was this
one?
Yeah, this one too was maybe like started in production before those.
Yeah, but it's based on like Wonder Woman was kind of like the foundation of okay, this is a lot better than what we've seen. Because the only thing before Wonder Woman was the BVS, and the Justice League stuff, and what is it, Suicide Squad 1. So like,
I still like Suicide Squad.
It's garbage. So if you continue to go on from that, like that's kind of the start of the upward trajectory, but.
I'll give you that.
Birds of Prey is going to be kind of like hey, this is our first movie of the year. 2020, February, Birds of Prey is out. This is setting the tone for DC for this year. Mm-hmm. That to me is like, that's a big shot in the dark.
I feel you.
Compared to like Wonder Woman, what comes out in the summer, which you're going to see, and it's also going to be taken over by every other summer movie, along with Black Widow, along with everything else that's coming out. So,
all right, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the Wonder Woman trailer. Are you on Team Chris like this, that you're more worried about a Birds of Prey than the Wonder Woman? Or are you thinking more like me, Wonder Woman needs to be better for DC's trajectory? Let us know all your opinions down in the comments below.
I do think Wonder Woman needs to be better. I think this movie needs to be better than the first one.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
With that part, yes.
Yeah.
Or I was talking about like in the DC continuity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it needs to be way better than Birds of Prey.
So, we're going to move on to our second topic, guys, and we're going to go into trailer time for Ghostbusters Afterlife. So, is this a reboot or is this a continuation?
No, this is a later sequel. So, this is based in the first two. The originals.
Yes.
The director is actually the son of the original director.
That I knew.
A friend of Kevin Smith. And
Rob Moran. Wait, can you imagine? How crazy would that be? You just see my name? Like, haha, Photoshop. No.
So, like, this will be a lineage sequel where it's like either the kids or grandkids of some of the original Ghostbusters, and ghosts haven't been around, and you'll see in the trailer. It's a great trailer.
All right.
A lot of the Stranger Kids are in this, too.
All right,
the Stranger Things kids are in this.
They're in everything. Good for them.
They're good actors.
Yes. All right. I'm excited.
Great trailer.
Oh, wait, let me make sure.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't say it.
There's Mike.
We're completely broke. And the only thing that's left in our name is this creepy old farmhouse our
that's
grandfather
such a
left us
cool
in the
creepy
middle of
house.
nowhere.
There's definitely ghosts.
Why'd you bring me up here?
Entertainment value?
Oh, wow. Interracial couple. Oh, God.
No.
Mike always
He's got it, man. When you got it, you got it.
A town that isn't anywhere near a tectonic plate, that has no fault lines, no
Paul Rudd, I keep
fracking,
forgetting.
no loud music,
Nice
even,
beard.
I love Paul Rudd.
is shaking on a daily basis.
First of all, why
Under the dining table now!
Not a bookstore. I guess to hold up the roof. I don't know. You saw the whole way
Remember
up?
that one summer we died under a table?
He's funny. What?
I found this in my living room.
Whoa, killer replica.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
Oh my God, I'm loving this.
I love it so much.
This is so much better than Wonder Woman trailer.
New York in the 80s? It's like The Walking Dead.
It's like The Walking
Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom.
She looks like him. Oh shit! That's their
My
circle.
grandfather died.
Comes full circle.
My mom says we're just here to pick through the rubble of his life.
Oh my God, he died again, right?
Wait a minute.
All right, what are you
Who
doing?
are you?
Who are you? Oh my God, this is amazing.
Call it fate. Call it luck.
So is it just like the Stranger Kids thing?
Hold on.
Call it karma.
Don't show me. I'm not ready.
I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Come on, darling.
You driving, Mike? Yes!
Oh,
It has a gunner seat?
What are these kids doing?
shoot the ghost!
Oh my God! I thought Paul Rudd and friends were gonna be ghosts. These like with the kids. Oh man, Afterlife because he died. What if that's his ghost?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh my God, this was amazing.
I'm all about this movie.
Oh my god!
I am a huge.
Oh my god!
I was a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah,
like younger.
It was good.
I love the first two, even though 2 is not as like 1 is so much better.
I don't remember anything about them except they're running around shooting ghosts. I remember a couple of scenes.
Oh, they're so great.
They creeped me out when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, it's scary. Oh, Michelin Man.
He didn't scare me.
No, the marshmallow puff man.
The statue dog I think got me.
Oh, that was a good one.
I was like, ooh, I don't like that.
It's such a great it's basically like without Ghostbusters there'd be no Luigi's Mansion. There'd be no stuff like that. Like Luigi's Mansion is basically Ghostbusters.
And just Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So like
she looks just like it. I didn't even realize until he was holding the gun.
And we know Bill Murray's gonna be back.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I think I didn't show Bill Murray. I would have cried.
And Bill Murray has been basically for the last 30 years.
Don't tell me he's done.
No. But for the last 30 plus years since the last movie came out, the last real movie came out, he people have been handing him scripts. I have an idea for Ghostbusters, and he won't even read them. He just shreds it.
Oh, right.
He's like, no, you're not messing this up. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
We can't make a sequel.
It's
until the son of the original director was like, I'm not going to give you a script, but I have an idea, and I just want to talk to you about it.
That's good. He can't shred words.
Can't shred words.
You can't be like, oh, here, talking to the shredder.
he just puts earbuds in. Nope.
Oh, tell me.
La 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 la. So I hope Dan Aykroyd comes back. I hope they do something with those guys. But this looks like a great fun summer movie.
It's gonna be. Such
I can't
a fun
wait.
Movie.
I honestly can't wait. This looks amazing.
When is this coming out?
Next summer, 2020.
Oh damn it!
Could be
this summer. Oh, next summer's not too far.
Yeah.
It's 6-7 months. Yeah. I was like, wait, that's a year and 6 months. And I was like, I can't do math.
Yeah, no, it'll be out. So very excited for this Ghostbusters movie.
I hope Paul Rudd joins the team.
I think he will.
You think it's gonna be the kids and Paul Rudd, or is it gonna be Paul Rudd and?
I don't know.
Friends?
We'll see.
I don't know if I like the
Paul Rudd with the kids, the old guy hanging out with these.
It's what are we doing here?
No, I think they're gonna focus more on the kids. I think Paul Rudd's more of the fanboy in town.
The fanboy, and he's like, oh, he's the smart one that knows everything.
Yeah, he's the information guy.
Yeah, he's oh, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Maybe he builds a junior club for them.
Maybe.
And he does it himself.
I just love the gunner seat where she's just
that was so cool.
Green ghost.
Do the glasses with her and the crazy hair.
But apparently, ghosts haven't been around for the past 20 or 30 years.
And that's the father's ghost.
I think it has to do with them. Yeah, I think so.
So wait, the 4 people in this world, we know one is dead.
Yeah,
and we know Burr Murray's still alive. So what about the other 2? You think they're alive or dead?
I think they're alive. I think they're probably they're gonna show them. I think they'll show a couple of the guys. I think they have to. They have to. I mean, it's going to be a nostalgic. This is also a big nostalgic movie, right?
Yes.
For a again, Ghostbusters is 2 movies and had a huge cult following when it came out. You're talking about a classic film series.
Now, I know a lot of people did not like the most recent one, the all-female cast one. Did you watch it?
No, I refused to.
So I watched half of it.
Not because it's all female, by the way. Just throwing it out there, it just looked terrible as a movie.
Thank you, because people were worried about you.
I'm just saying, man.
I get calls. She's like, does he hate women?
You get calls, yeah.
I get calls. A lot. Every day I get a call.
You have a lot of imagination in you, don't you?
Yeah,
you're like a Teletubbies episode.
I don't know about that now. I'm not in a big suit. I mean, I am wearing a red thing, and Santa hat does have a suit. But, I am not in a Teletubby suit.
He's like, I don't know about that. I am kind of.
I kind of am. I mean, I am kind of.
Now that I think about it, I am. I'm going to stop talking now.
I need to stop. I am a lumberjack Christmas thing. I stand outside the Santa's workshop with a hammer.
Have you ever read Claws?
No, it's definitely on my list of things I want to read. But it looks
you would
really
like
good.
It with all this. Yeah, it's very. Grant Morrison writes it.
Okay.
And it's one of those based on the original lore of Santa Claus. Not he comes down a chimney. It's no, I live in the snowy wood caps and I'm chopping trees down and he's ripped out of his mind and he's Santa.
I can relate.
It's pretty. I can relate. Yes, I can relate.
Being very ripped.
But yeah, no, that's definitely a book I would suggest. Apparently really good too.
So guys, let us know down in the comments below what you do in summer of 2020, because you know that Jersey Comic is going to be going watch Ghostbusters.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let me know what you thought of this trailer. If you have any weird theories, please let me know. I think that's definitely the father's ghost.
Look at that. I mean, come on.
Agreement.
Hanging out in a car, shooting stuff.
Doing a drive-by.
Yeah.
Ba, ba, ba. All right.
Ba, ba, ba.
So
Harlem Ghostbusters, what are you doing?
Look at that!
The Ghostbusters are
killing. They're doing so much collateral damage.
Putting a cap in the ghost asses.
You gotta do what you gotta. Who are you gonna call You're gonna call a Ghostbuster to put a cap.
Don't call
in
on my fucking
ass.
phone. Don't call me.
Yeah,
that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Why you calling me on my phone?
Yeah. Text me.
Yeah, that's it.
That's probably a new thing. They probably develop an app. So they're calling him.
Yo, I can totally see them making a Ghost Finder app in this.
Well, that's probably Paul Rudd's role.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
You want to make an app?
Do you want to make an app?
No, Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Do you want to make an app?
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, man.
I'm going to binge it tonight.
Oh, it's
All
so
right.
good.
Moving on to our next topic, guys. We're going to talk about the Video Game Awards of 2019.
VGAs.
We know Sicario won, if I pronounce that right, won Video Game of the Year.
Yes.
But what we really want to talk about here is the announcement from Microsoft of Xbox Series X. It's the new system that's coming out holiday season of 2020. And no, it is not a Bluetooth speaker. And no, it is not a dehumidifier or
it's not a car battery.
It's not a car battery.
It's not a brick.
It's not a brick. It's not. I don't know. I think
it's not a DVD box set.
No, it's not the box sets.
It's not a mini fridge.
That's a good one.
Or a mini fridge.
I've seen fridges that small.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What are you putting there?
Like 2 drinks.
Like two beer cans?
Well, usually it'd be like
Sideways?
like the soda can sideways, and then like almost like a dispenser. You put like 8 in there. Like,
oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
yeah, not bad.
I do it for beer.
Usually it's like commemorative fridges, like a Call of Duty like Juggernaut juice thing, and then like you open it, or like a Fallout one. Like I've seen at like Star Wars, I've seen those little ones. This one's just the Microsoft version.
Oh,
but no, seriously, guys. They are releasing this thing. It looks pretty cool. We don't know a lot about it.
No, but so like I watched it on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. How'd you like it? How'd you like the conference? The award show.
I thought it was good. Like, again, we don't get to talk so much about video games on this show because we have so much comic and TV and movies.
There's so much stuff to do.
Pop culture, and we usually do we always do the big E3 conference.
Yeah, of course.
But I kind of like watching the Video Game Awards. It kind of like recalibrates my mind.
Yeah.
Like personally for video games, like halfway through the year. And I really wanted to see the Ghost of Tsushima trailer and the reveal. So when Xbox Series X, first of all, I wasn't expecting Phil Spencer to come out and talk about
Neither
this
was
right now. I thought they were going to wait for E3.
Which would have made more sense.
PlayStation did not come out and talk about PS5, although there was a game that had a trailer that said coming for PS5.
Yeah.
So they basically said PS5 without like Sony doing it.
That's a cool way to do it.
Which is interesting. But yeah, so they came out and they did this. They showed a trailer for, I think it was called Hellblade 2.
Mm-hmm.
Very dark, kind of like witchy stuff. But obviously, like when every time a new console comes out, right? What do they want to show off? The graphics. And the whole point of that trailer,
how strong it is.
Yeah, to show like the facial movements and the background and yeah, the hair and the teeth and mouth movements and the facial expressions,
the mocaps and everything.
It looks amazing as far like the graphic capacity. Like, and we've talked about this, right? Like, generations of games now. Now the next gen is going to be like, all right, it's all graphic wise. It's always
been graphic.
It's all, but now there's really no more like big jump to go, right? We're more in like the half jump area.
Yeah.
Depending on like VR capabilities, depending on like stuff like that. But it's really about graphic speed and power.
I think it's speed and power and load time because like you play games.
Load time 100%.
And like you have to wait for like that load screen and cuts in and then you're in a new thing. That needs to be the next thing we tackle aside from virtual reality gaming, right? So like think of a game like Destiny. I'm not sure. I know you don't play it, but like
no, but I know
you go to another world. You're in the loading screen for like a minute or two before you get into the next thing.
Yeah.
You play even the Skywalker game that's right now.
Oh, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, and you have to wait for a load screen.
And it loads, yeah.
Into that. Like, we need to get to a point where it's all seamlessly. You walk through very little load screens so you flow through. That's the next big hurdle
I agree
that these things need to do. I mean, people argue, and PC, it's not that bad, but that's still there, right? Just the hardware, I think it's not necessarily a hardware issue anymore. I think now it's software. Like the software needs to catch up to the hardware because the hardware, there's only so much that we could go up to. At least that I know, and I'm an idiot who understands how talking on the podcast.
They are saying it's 8K capable, which
that's double 4. That means nothing to me.
Well, no. Here's what it means. It means so if you have a 4K TV, like I have a 4K TV,
okay,
it's a 50-inch.
Oh,
which is a medium-sized TV.
It's a big TV.
It's a big TV. But if you go above 65, the 4K capabilities start to pixelate a little bit.
Yes.
So that's where 8K comes in. So if you have an 8K TV and it's 65 or above,
you're good.
That's where you need the capabilities of 8K because it won't pixelate.
We're just gonna need a TV that's the wall. Just make it the wall. Make me pretend I'm in the game.
A lot of people have projectors.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Are you getting the system? I know you're a Sony guy. Are you not getting it because it's Xbox and you're Sony exclusive? Or are you like, all right, I think it's time to move on to the master race of PC?
No, I'm Sony exclusive.
Okay.
I'm like, you're the gamer who's more of like a cross-platform.
Yeah, I have everything.
I know you have everything. I know you and Mikey like each kind of buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation, and see, like I'm PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So seeing this was cool, but it really was just like, oh man, I can't wait for what they do with
PlayStation, yeah.
Because I think PS5 is going to blow everybody out the water.
I think for me, after seeing this review, I think a lot of you might be in the same boat. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, don't die.
Yeah, my throat is killing me.
Oh, he's breaking things, guys. I'm so sorry.
I'm a mess.
Right in the middle of me talking.
Sorry,
you
guys,
do this. You could have waited.
I'm fighting
2 seconds. You could be like, hey, Rob, hold on. We could edit this out, but now it's here. Now people are going to see you sucking on a cough drop.
That's fine.
So,
I'm dying.
after seeing this announcement, I think it's finally time for me to jump to the master race. Go to PC.
Really?
Yeah, I mean...
Why is that?
I just like everything I could do on the Xbox systems and PlayStation, I could do on...
You can play both games.
I could play it on PC. The only reason to get any of these, if they were to release a game that doesn't go on PC. Yeah. And I think that's becoming less and less common.
Do exclusives go on PC?
I have to look into that. I think I've seen them on PC. I want to say yes. My ignorance is showing right now because I don't know off the top of my head. I think I've definitely seen Halo on PC.
Yeah,
right?
That's on PC.
I've seen that on PC. I don't know if God of War was on PC or Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my only fear. Like, all right, if I invest in I'm going to invest in a PC anyway, right? Because we need better stuff for this, for my own stuff. But, like, if I get that and I'm like, crap, I can't play God of War unless I have that, then you got more money on me because I'm going to have to buy it. So I'm in this weird limbo stage. Like, I don't know what to do. A lot of my friends are starting already to move over to PC. And I'm like, all right, cool, but they still have the other consoles, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to do what they do.
No, I've always wanted to do anyway because I used to play WoW all the time. And I'm like, do I want to go back to that crack? I'm like, no, I'm not going back to crack. I would just stick with cocaine and play the other stuff on PC.
Stick with cocaine.
Right? You know what? The marijuana of PC gaming, I can play it on there. But I'm thinking that's probably going to be my next jump because I was like, all right, this looks amazing. This is cool. But this looks like it's going to be $1,000.
I don't think it's going to be that much.
Come on, look at it. Look at the dehumidifier.
Well, the other thing is too.
What if it doubles as a Bluetooth speaker?
Good. The other thing too is.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm a little surprised. Not surprised, but surprised.
The look, definitely cool look.
It's an okay look. It is disc accessible. They didn't take out the disc drive completely.
Yeah, which I'm surprised that they're still doing that. Maybe you'll be able to play the older games on this.
Backwards compatible.
Has to be.
Right.
I think we're moving to a phase where like they're like, all right, we're not going to be evil people and not make it backwards compatible anymore, because a lot of their games people own digitally. Like most of my game library is digital, and then they're also cross-platforming is becoming more of a thing each time. So people are going to be like, all right, you know what? It just doesn't matter. People are going to buy it anyway. Let's just give people what they want.
Well, for me, I'm totally getting PlayStation 5 regardless because I'm.
What if it looks like a triangle?
I don't care. It's PlayStation.
Oh, all right. I'm just asking.
If it looks like a Sith holocron, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be getting PlayStation.
It's a circle. Okay.
But yeah, if whatever the case may be, because the storyline for those games, God of War, Spider-Man, amazing.
Fantastic. Both of them, fantastic.
Yeah, so I'll be waiting for that.
All right. Look, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you think of the new reveal of Xbox Series X from Microsoft, from the VGAs. Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to wait for the PlayStation? Are you PlayStation exclusive? Xbox exclusive? Are the console wars even a thing anymore? Or are you going to follow in the footsteps of many others that I'm also probably going to follow and jump onto the master race?
Also, I don't like the name Series X.
I thought it was clever. You don't like it?
No, it doesn't make sense in the lineage.
It goes Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
Also, terrible name.
360 or One? Xbox One, and then it goes Xbox Series X. It's wordy.
It is.
I mean, if they just call it Series X.
Granted, they could change the name by the time.
Yeah, this
could be like still a prototype.
I don't know. Look at that picture down there. That looks pretty official.
Yeah.
That looks pretty. I mean, I could do that in Photoshop.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
but we'll see.
Look at that. Look at that flow. What is that person? I don't even know what that is.
That's the award. That's the trophy.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
That you get for the Game Award.
All right, guys. We're going to move on. Woo! Right over the Santa hat. We're going to talk about The Mandalorian. That's right, guys. Mando. We're going to talk about episode 5 and 6. You know, you guys are loving it. I've seen the memes I've been receiving.
That's all you care about is the memes.
Yo, the Baby Yoda meme is great. Have you seen the little one? Like, it's fantastic. I don't care about the show anymore. Just give me more of that Baby Yoda meme. But the show's good. Episode 5 was slow, but it was good. Like we went back to Tatooine, so everybody had that nostalgia. We saw those spikes, the stormtroopers' helmets on spikes.
Yes, we did.
And
After
then,
the fall of the Empire.
Yes, we saw like the little scuff between this random bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like a filler episode. That's exactly how 5 was. It's a filler episode. He went over here. He did some things.
He had to get his ship fixed.
Got his ship fixed. Yeah, it was pretty much while his ship was getting fixed. He was running around, trying to capture somebody. She died. He killed the other guy.
I did like they actually had a way of communicating with the Sand People through sign language.
That was cool. I didn't know that. See, that built up the world a little bit for me. So I was like, this is why Star Wars should be a series, because I think they need to expand everything and take their time.
Well, it's fine with both. Relax. You can relax.
It's fine. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
You can relax.
Movies are not what they should be.
You can relax.
Anyway, so like this felt good though. Episode 5 felt like good pace. It wasn't great by any means. It wasn't as good as 4 or as 3.
3 to me has been my favorite.
3 has definitely been my favorite. 4 was good.
4 was good too.
4 was good too, but like I'm starting to feel like these are more like episodic tales than like a cohesive story. Like there's like little bits of like the overall story there, but like mainly just like, all right, now I'm here doing this.
Yeah.
And like here's like this much information that you really want to know about. And here's Baby Yoda to distract you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I kind of want more of I agree. I kind of want more of a flow of the series, like the season to be a series flow. So
yeah, it feels more like an episodic tale.
A little bit, yeah, especially now. Episode 6 was a little better.
Okay, good. Good to know. I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch it today, but I'm fine with spoilers.
We finally see Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's in this?
Yes.
What do you mean Bill Burr's in this? The comedian Bill Burr.
Yep. And it's fucking weird, man.
What is he in this? Tell me.
He's like this badass kind of like...
He's a badass? All right, Bill Burr.
He's like this marksman, and he's an like empirical specialist trooper.
Okay.
So like, they're like, oh, like this guy's like, oh, he's a great shot. And the Mandalorian's like, oh yeah, sure. And he's like, I wasn't a stormtrooper, jackass. Like, they make the joke that stormtroopers can't hit shit.
Awesome. Bill Burr.
So, but here's the only thing with Bill Burr.
That's already my favorite. That's already my favorite episode.
But here's the thing with Bill Burr.
Is there anything cute in that episode with Baby Yoda?
Oh, of course.
Okay, then it's my favorite episode. I haven't watched it yet.
So basically, it's one of those where like Mandalorian goes back to this guild he used to work with.
Okay.
And it's all these people used to know. And he's doing this job for them and working with them to get this guy out of a prison that the New Republic has this like this cargo ship with prisoners.
Okay.
And it's kind of an escape episode, and then it turns into like that, and then they double cross him, and then he basically takes them all out by himself. It's amazing.
Okay.
But Bill Burr is kind of like this like I said, like empirical, like specialty trooper with these guns, and he's really good with shooting, and he has like almost like Predator. He has an automatic gun turret that comes out and shoots things too.
Now, did we see Bill Burr's face, or is he in a helmet? Okay.
No, it's just him.
And just Bill Burr.
And I'm like, fucking Bill Burr. But here's the thing. Bill Burr, as great as a comedian he is, and he's not bad in this.
Okay.
Bill Burr is like Bill. I call Bill Burr my spirit animal because he's just New York and angry about everything, and that's me.
Yeah, you're angry.
Like,
you're an angry old white guy.
Man, and that's Bill Burr.
That's who you are. That's
so, like, literally, he's just like this overly aggressive jackass New Yorker, and I'm just like, I didn't know New York accents were in Star Wars, like, because the whole time he's just like, hey, so what are we doing here, huh? You're supposed to be this Mandalorian, right? Like, the hell are you doing? Like, and in my head, I'm just like, why is New York somehow in this galaxy? This makes no sense.
It's maybe that was the original Of the New York accent.
Remember,
it's a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago.
Somehow in the future, yes.
Not necessarily in the future. We're just behind. We're like cave people to that. You know what I mean? Maybe the whole world destroys and they have to restart over. And Bill Burr gives us the New York accent.
But it's very funny because like throughout the show, you're just like in this Star Wars realm, and you see like there's Twi'leks in it, and there's a bunch of aliens in it.
What's a Twi'leks? I don't know the names.
The people with like the two long like flesh talons.
Oh, those weird little like
the tendrils.
Yeah, those creep me out.
Yeah, there's 2 of them in this. And then there's like a bunch of different aliens and a lot of new droids you see.
Good, I love droids.
That Mandalorian destroys. And like then you have just Bill Burr kind of walking around like, yeah, so we're gonna go get this guy.
You the Mandalorian? Are we shooting or what? Yeah. I'm not a stormtrooper.
Yeah, what's under your hood? What do you look like? Huh? What if you look like him? Huh? like he just starts. He's just Bill Burr. Like it's great. Like he's just Bill Burr in this show.
All right. So is this your favorite episode now?
No, 3 is still my favorite, but this is up there. This is up there.
I haven't even watched this, and this is my favorite.
This is up there, but 3 is still that good. This is really good. Like the second half of this episode's really good.
Okay.
Because it's basically the Mandalorian like picking them off one by one after they betray him.
Here's the thing. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And they have like one of those shots where like he's behind someone and the lights go in and out and he's closer and then you don't see him. And he's closer and you don't see him.
It's like those cat videos.
Yes.
Where you look and he's there, you look away and he's coming close. Yes. I've done that with my cat. It's the only good thing about a cat.
I could agree.
I'm sorry, Heather. She's going to be like, oh, I heard what you said about the cat.
Yeah, I don't like cats at all. Sorry.
He's all right. He's more a dog.
I like dogs.
He fetches.
The cat fetches.
Yeah, I trade him.
You just want a dog, don't you?
I have dogs.
But you just want him to be a dog.
Yeah, I wish he was a dog. So here's the thing. With episode 6, does it add to the overall story? You know, like we were just talking about with 5 and like how it's kind of like...
It does way more than 5.
Okay.
Because 6 actually shows you like some of his past.
Okay.
Where a lot of these people are affected by his past and he...
So it builds up the story more.
You know, like he knew some of these people. It doesn't advance the Baby Yoda story.
It does?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it does not.
But you also at the end, which is great because the New Republic comes in and it's 3 X-Wings.
Okay, cool.
And in the X-Wings are Dave Filoni.
Who's that?
One of the directors and inventor and of all the animated Star Wars stuff.
I knew that.
He's like one of the pilots in the X-Wing.
Okay,
so is Deborah Chow, who also did episode 3.
I know that name. Yeah,
she directed episode 3. Obi-Wan, and the guy who directed this episode is also in it.
Cool.
Such a really cool like cameos.
I would love to do that.
But before we move on, episode 5.
Wait, I didn't plan to move on.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Go ahead.
In episode 5, we see like most of the episode arguably is in the Tatooine desert, right?
Yes.
The character of the person that they're trying to take is Ming-Na Wen, who is an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wait. Like, the actress is an actress. Okay. I was like, are you telling me Star Wars crossover? Okay, go ahead.
No.
All right, continue.
So, when they, quote-unquote, when he, like the new guy who sucks, betrays her, shoots her, and leaves, there's just someone kind of walks up at the end.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like an after credit scene.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to be? Because I'm still racking my brain on like how that's going to. We have literally this was episode 6. We have 2 more episodes before
the series end.
Before the season
I think that's one of the bounty hunters, one of the Mandalorians. I think it might be the head Mandalorian chick who's stalking our Mandalorian.
Interesting.
Like to betray him or something.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Or it's like his past lover. Like it's somebody tracking Mando and seeing what he does, but keeping distance and not trying to kill him.
Because we know Carl Weathers is still alive.
Yes, it's not Carl Weathers.
No,
I think like this person doesn't care about the Baby Yoda and all that kind of stuff. They're more interested about him and what he's doing and trying to track him down and like.
There's going to be a lot of memes by this episode with Baby Yoda too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because. He basically the droid is driving the cruiser while everyone else is trying to break this guy to the prison, and he's like kind of telling them tactical like go this way, they go this way, and he finds the recording of Carl Weathers telling him to bring the child back. So he goes and he finds Baby Yoda, and he's like behind like one of these like those doors,
yeah,
and he's just kind of like standing there, and he like kind of pulls out a gun to like kill him.
The robot,
yeah.
Damn robots.
And then like he's basically doing a hide and seek game of trying to find Baby Yoda, and there's a bunch of like Baby Yoda's head kind of like peering out the side.
Oh, that meme, yeah.
So
when he's sticking his tongue out, I've seen those already. Those are great.
No, but there's gonna be a lot. No, there's gonna be a lot of new ones now. New ones, too.
All right.
Like, it's like him peering his head and like kind of hiding and like running around and shit. Like it's very funny.
You know
it's
what?
cute as hell.
Disney,
so smart,
fantastic,
so fucking smart.
So, the show's good. I'm on board with the show, but like because in the beginning I was like, but I'm still kind of because like it doesn't flow from episode to episode as well as I thought it would.
I agree.
Like there's no overarching story, or like there is, and maybe they're just waiting to surprise it. But like with 2 episodes left, I'm like, this is a very episodic. Like, oh, this is just your adventure with your baby.
Well,
and
also, I mean, you could kind of
there's no end game for him. Like he's just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna try to like.
No, there is. We just don't know what it is yet. I think
it hasn't been made known to us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. Sorry, dying.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a big cliffhanger.
Okay.
At episode 8, that's going to obviously because they're going to want you to keep talking about it. They're going to want you to keep thinking about it, theorizing, and all this stuff. I think there's going to be a huge cliffhanger for the end of the season, leading up to next season, where like they've been like, all right, this is what worked, this is what didn't. Let's figure this out.
But like what you said before, really Star Wars thrives on people theorizing and theory crafting, going insane, right?
Yes.
And from episode to episode, at least what I've seen online and like my own research, and like even with me and you, there hasn't been a lot of like theorizing what's going to happen next episode. People are just kind of like, all right, it's Baby Yoda. Like they haven't really made it an opportunity for people to theorize from episode to episode. I think maybe that's by design.
I think they're waiting for like the big overall question mark to be for the end of the season, where there's going to be a gap in time before the next season comes out. And they're like, we'll save this big like classic Star Wars conspiracy theory stuff for this.
Maybe.
Also, because like this is the first time we've ever had something like Star Wars canon live action week to week, there's so much to kind of digest per week, right? Like even though episode 5,
there though?
Yeah, like even though episode 5 wasn't great, right? You had this new kid was sitting right where Han sat in the first movie.
Okay.
You had all these Easter eggs. You have again the end credit scene, which is a huge theory thing. That's something that's going to be theorized. You still have the question of what's going to happen with Baby Yoda. Is there going to be like, are we going to figure out his origin? Are we going to figure out his people? Are we going to figure out the Yoda like
the
species name, like stuff like that? Are we going to see his face? Are we going to see Mandalorian's face? And is there any connection to man? Is he actually going to go back to the planet?
Like, but like all that theory, like they're running out of time to do that. That's what I mean. Like I feel like somebody should have been addressed by episode 5 and 6.
But then whatever their plan is, it might have like they might be drawing it out for more seasons, where it's like this season he's actually on his homeworld the whole season, and you're gonna find out his past.
Because people complain at how inconsistent the episodes are. Because sometimes there's like 45 minutes, sometimes 34
or 32.
Sometimes so like I don't want to say I'm fine with that unless they tell me, all right, in 6 months we'll have season 2. If I have to wait a whole another year for this, I'm gonna have a sour taste in my mouth. I'm like, all right, you already shortchanged us on episodes, even though like naturally like you have to cut off at this point because of how it works. I get that, and I'm fine with you cutting off where it has to end naturally, then putting 10 more minutes of fluff in when you don't need it.
Yeah.
So that I'm fine with, but like if you're gonna do that and have the story how it is right now, and me not being fulfilled most of the way through this, and have to wait a whole another year for that, I'm gonna be like, all right, this is just like not where it should have been for for Star Wars quality of storylines. You know what I mean?
Yes and no, because every show you have to wait that long. It's
but other shows give me more in it in that one season than halfway through, and it's also Star Wars, which has a higher bar, one of the highest bars.
100%.
The only thing maybe Marvel would be higher the quality that I expect when I'm watching the show.
I agree 100%. That's totally valid. But what I'm saying is,
come at me, Marvel.
Again, you don't want that. You don't want that mouse.
Well, I got no money. You ain't none. I'll slap that mouse all day.
Mouse will teabag you in 5 seconds.
Would. The mouse is like, you want to work for me for $20? I'm like, all right, you got me.
Huh?
I'll clean your toilets. Dirty mouse.
Oh, that hurt to do the voice. So
yeah, you're already
we have I'm really dying. We have 2 episodes left this season. 7 and 8. We know Taika Waititi's directing the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, like, they will leave you wanting more by the time this ends. That's how they're going to do it.
All I'm saying is I'm getting very...
But I agree. Episode 5 was... Meh.
I'm getting Game of Thrones last season flashbacks where I'm like, all right, this season is supposed to be so good, and I'm feeling subpar with every episode.
But see, I'm not, because everybody, like, this is the age we're in where everything gets hyped beyond belief. They're like, everyone, depending on whether you have a name like Star Wars or whether you have a name like Marvel or Game of Thrones, whatever your name is, they're going to make...
Krew?
There you go. You're going to make whatever the fuck you want to make.
Yeah.
Right? Regardless of hype, regardless of like prediction and expectation. No one's ever going to live up to these expectations that we have now. It's not possible. It isn't. And arguably, episode 3 surpassed that.
I'm just saying, I thought, me personally, I understand what you're saying, like, especially how the Star Wars fandom is.
Yeah, like, it's insane.
I think I'm setting very realistic expectations with this show. I don't think I'm setting unrealistic.
I don't think you're setting unrealistic. Okay. I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
That the expectations and realistic, like, fan expectations and realistic expectations, completely different.
Yes.
Like, we can agree on that.
I agree on that.
It's completely different. Do I think there's a lot of kind of gaping holes in this show? Yes, I do. Gaping holes. We almost missed that one. So, like, you know, there are things that they definitely need to work on. There are things that they definitely need to kind of figure out in a season where, like, hey, you also have to remember, this is the first time anything like this has been done.
Yeah.
This is the first time a Star Wars live action television. This isn't a cartoon where it's for, you know, your age group is between 4 and 12.
Well, but come on. Star Wars Rebel and Clone Wars. Listen,
Clone Wars, yes, Rebels was way more like younger.
I'm starting it, but everybody know that ranges from like 8 to 30, right?
Yes, but it's for kids. So you have way more for kids friendly stuff in there. Like, stuff that used to annoy the shit out of me. Like, you would see people, like, get cut up by lightsabers or blasters, but you never see, like, an arm fly off, or you never see, like, it was always just, like, a slice, and then they would just go down. You don't see it.
You see that in the movies, though. Same thing.
No, but you see, like, the jaw, like...
You see the scorch mark.
The scorch mark, where it, like, cauterizes everything. But, like, you know, for this, it is so new. It's such a new idea. There's going to be some kinks they have to work out. Like, it's the first thing they're doing. It's the first thing that's ever been done like this for this series. You know, there's going to be kinks that they have to work out, and I think they're going to be able to do it. I just think in a season 1 where, again, I agree, it's kind of not linear, right? It's kind of very, like, this episode is just taking place at the next day or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see how the last 2 episodes come out, but I like 6 better than 5, personally. So, guys, let us know down in the comments below what you thought of episode 5 and what you thought of episode 6. Is this show as good as people are hyping it up to be? Are you on the gravy train of, Mandalorian, I gotta watch it, it's the first thing I do every time it comes out? Yes. Are you one of those that are like, yeah, when it comes out, I'll watch it when I watch it? Nope. Let me know what you think of this season, what you think of Star Wars, and let me know what you think of Disney Plus. And guys, that wraps up this episode of the Jersey Comic Crew podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Thank you. Make sure you leave a like, comment, you should subscribe, smash that like button. It helps. Hit that little bell because that does something. You know, Angel gets his wings every time you hit a bell. As always, I'm Rob Moran. And I'm Chris Heller. And we'll see you next time. JerseyComicCrew.podbean.com